This is what makes date nights a little. Hey, sister.
This is like having more children. And here comes the other one.
Oh my God. It's not the children. It's not the children that make it difficult. It's the furry children. Hey.
Hey everybody. We're the Swaggin' Jags.
Hi.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Amber.
And this is our first actual video. The first one was just an intro to what this video series is going to be about, and the dog just hit the camera.
Start again.
Okay, so anyway, this is our first for real video. The first video was just kind of an intro to what this video series is going to be about. So today's video is an actual topic. What are we talking about?
Dating your spouse.
That's right. Hashtag date your spouse.
Yes.
Why do we call it a date? And I believe that it's because a date is like, you know, a point on the calendar, and it can be even more specific. It can be a time.
All right.
On a specific day. So you have to be intentional.
Exactly.
You have to, if you say we're going to date once a month, you sort of have to plan ahead. You have to look at things that are coming up and say, all right, well, this day we're going to spend together. This is what we're going to do. Like, we just booked a concert in August.
Right, with some awesome friends.
It's only March, so...
Right. Holy crap.
Just spilled my drink. Oh, crap. Oh. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we've been married for 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years.
We feel like we're doing things pretty well. And one of the things that I think we excel at is continuing to date each other.
Yeah.
We're actually dressed up.
Can you put that down? I'm
How about
short.
this? How about
Okay,
this?
that's better.
That works. Yeah, we're a little mismatched here.
Mm-hmm. And I have on 3-inch heels.
Yeah,
so.
that's sad. But I do too. We are dressed up and we are going out. Saturday night, we have that opportunity because the 21-year-old is home from college.
Winning.
Yep, and her fiance, Austin, they are here watching the kiddos while we go out. Hashtag date your spouse.
That's right.
I see a lot of our friends who have kids. They get so wrapped up in spending time with their kids, and they sort of just put their kids in front of everything. They make them the priority.
One day, your kids leave.
And then what do you have?
Yeah, you better have some type of foundation, a relationship that you've built with each other, so that when your kids are gone one day, you don't look at each other and go, who are you?
You're both going to change over your lifetime.
Yeah.
If you don't change together, you basically wind up with a stranger. You don't know who they are, and you may or may not like them. So you might as well grow together and change together. Now, this is all abstract, what we're telling you, you know, that you should date your spouse. Well, how do you do that? How do you date your spouse? Especially when you have kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you can do like really serious, you know, the typical kind of find a babysitter, go out on a date. But sometimes they're really only feasible like for big events, you know, anniversaries, birthdays. We kind of subscribe to the whole at least once a month. At least once a month, date your spouse.
Do something.
It could be a breakfast together before work at a restaurant. Meeting each other for a surprise lunch. Bringing like a lunch to each other. Or maybe showing up at your spouse's work with a coffee on your way to work. Or...
sex in an alley.
Oh, God. Sex in an alley.
A bowling alley. That's even worse.
Have you been in the bowling alley restrooms? What were we saying? Okay. But if you're talking about like a real date and you have children, that's going to mean planning ahead, because you're going to have a sitter, and you're going to have to, you know, have reservations someplace or tickets someplace. So this was a present. It was a year's worth of pre-planned dates And unfortunately, we only did like one of them.
But we kept them.
But we kept them all in the hopes that one day we might get around to them.
But
we
know that sometimes you just can't do that. You know, it's been a busy month. Weekends are crazy. If you're in a situation where you can't get out of the house, maybe you don't have the money to do it. I mean, it could be as simple as that. We came up with something called
Barefoot Date Nights. Oh my God. Put your foot down. Nobody wants to see your barefoot.
Our 12-year-old can put himself to bed. Our 5-year-old, she needs a little help. So I get her pajamas ready while Mama's putting her down. I go and change and I make sure that I'm barefoot. And then when Mama comes out, she goes and does the same thing. And we can do anything from just sitting on the porch, listen to music, have a couple drinks, to watching a movie.
Sometimes they're nothing more than truly turning on a show that we've been wanting to watch. Barefoot, snuggled up on the bed, and like, you know,
putting the phones away.
Tuning in to each other, tuning everything else out. I think the very first one we had, we got legitimately dressed up. Like, he laid out a dress for me on the bed. He dressed himself up in like one of my favorite outfits. We were both barefoot. We played music, lit candles, had great conversation. And ladies, I'm going to tell you about this awesome site that I've spent quite a bit of time on over the years.
It's called Facebook.
No.
It's called Dates. Pinterest.
No. It's called the Dating Divas. And it's this group of women that have kind of gotten together and collaborated and come up with all of these date night ideas. They have printables, and you know, sometimes it's like a dinner and a movie night, and they'll have like a theme. It's a super awesome site, and they have just a plethora of ideas. We also feel it's really important to carve out a piece of time almost every day. For us, that time is in the evenings after our kids go to bed. Our oldest, when she was still here, you know, we kind of had this rule: you don't have to go to bed, but you can't stay out here. So at a certain time, we were like, that's it. It's mommy and daddy time. Everybody else has to go away.
Date your spouse. You got to stay connected. That is a great way to maintain the intimacy. So we're the Swaggin' Jags, and, you know, this was a video.
This is how we do.
If you feel like it, prescribe below.
Scribe
below.
If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to scribe below.
Make sure you scribe.
Pancakes and lobster.
With extra butter and syrup. Why are you still here?
Show me. You look so short because you're not.
I'm slouching so it doesn't cut off my head.
Hang on, let me slouch with you. This is really our size.
Why would you slouch with me? Now you look like a midget.
This is really how tall I am.
I don't think you can say midget. That's not a nice word.
Pocket pal.
You're a pocket pal. Sit up.
Okay.
There, that's better. Work's been crazy.
Or the bank
Maybe
says,
if you cut me off one more time. I love you. Don't hit me in the face.
All right.